solving equations with combining like terms and distributive. So we need to talk about what like terms are. So like terms, if I had something like, something simple, okay, a 2 and a 3, those are like terms. Or I could even say a -1. Those, all three of those are like terms. Well, what about a 1/4? All 4 of those are like terms. So now, what might be another example, something a little bit different? What if I had x and -3x and 1/5 x? Those are like terms. I'm going to give you another example. What if I had -2x squared, 3x squared, 0.25x squared? Those are like terms. So what I've written in the green are like terms, what I've written in the purple are like terms, and then also what I've written in black are like terms. So let's talk about a definition of those like terms. Okay? So the definition of like terms is they have to have the same variable and the same exponent. Same variable, so same letter, and the same exponent in order for them to be like terms. So when I look up at the ones in green, do we have any variables? It doesn't have any variables, we just have numbers. So that's why those would be considered. So no variables, no exponents, okay? We have just numbers. Those are like terms. In the purple, I have all x's, and their exponents are all ones. So those would be like terms. Then in the black, I have x squared. I have all x's, so those are my like variable, and they all have a 2 as their exponent. Same variable and same exponent. Okay? So let's combine the following like terms. So I look at this and I would see there's a 5. Do I have any just numbers? I don't have anything else. Then I have some y's. And then I have -2x and a +4x. So when I combine these, I could say, okay, I don't have anything to combine with the 5, so I'm going to leave that alone. And then I've got +3y minus 2y. +3y minus 2y. +3 minus 2 is a +1y. And then -2x plus 4x gives me a +2x. Can't do anything else. I've combined everything else that I can combine, and that's my final answer. So now let's distribute, and you guys are familiar with distributing, okay? So when I distribute, I have to take, how this is read, it's 5 times the quantity of w plus 3. I'm going to write those words out. 5 times the quantity of x plus 3. So I've got to multiply 5 by everything that's inside the parentheses there, that x plus 3. So what is 5 times w? Well, it's 5w. And then what's 5 times a +3? It's a +15. And I can show you a visual of the distributive property as well. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, okay, and I put my 5 outside and my w plus 3 inside. So just to give you a little visual on this, I'm trying to move these out of the way so I've got a little bit more space. So let's think of area, and you guys know that area is length times width. So the area, oops, I'm going to back that up, guys. I'm going to put, sorry about that. Erase that, and let's put the w plus 3 outside. There we go. Okay, everybody got that erased? Looking like I have it. So area is length times width. So what's the area of this box on the left here? I have a length times a width. What's 5 times W? It's 5W. Now let's find the area of the box on the right. We have the length is 5 and the width is 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Isn't that what we just got up above? 5W plus 15, and this would be 5W plus 15. So it gives you a little visual if you like that. Okay? Number 3. We've got 1/3 times the quantity of 3x plus 3. So what's 1/3 times 3x? 1/3 times 3x. So 1/3 times 3 is going to be a 1x. And then 1/3 times 6 is going to be 2. And if you want the visual, again, nice little graphic organizer, 1/3 is what we're multiplying by 3x plus 6, and do the same thing. Length times width. 1/3 times 3x is 1x, and then do it again for the box on the right. 1/3 times 6 is plus 2. So just another way of doing it. Okay, if you like the visual, write down the visual. If not, okay, just do it the first way that I did it. Either one is fine. And number 4, -4 times 2x, -8x, and -4 times -5 is a positive 20. Okay, remember what I said yesterday? Make sure that you box in or circle or highlight your final answer. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the page. It says solve the following equations by first distributing then combine like terms. Okay, so I've got to distribute here first. I've got 7 times a minus 2 times that quantity of a minus 2 plus 5 plus 2a equals -18. So before I do anything, I've got to distribute that 7 times the a and 7 times -2. So I distributed. Now just write what's left. Always keep in mind that we read from left to right. That's exactly the same way we saw the equations. Go from left to right. Now we can combine our like terms. So I have 7a plus 2a, and then I've got minus 14 plus 5. So 7a, excuse me, plus 2a is 9a, and -14 plus 5 is -9. So I did all my combining like terms. Now I'm down to a two-step equation. I'm going to draw my line down, and then think of the reverse of the PEMDAS. Reverse, we talked about this, okay, last video. I've got to add or subtract first. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. 9a equals -9. Now I'm going to do any multiplication or division. So 9 times a, how do I undo multiplying by 9? I've got to divide both sides by 9. And I'm left with a is -1. We talked briefly about checking today in class. So if I check, okay, you guys showed me a pretty cool way to check, and this all showed you guys last year. Okay, so you do a little scoreboard, and you write the original equation, and up on top, and then we take and we substitute in our answer. So that -1. So we say 7 times -1 minus 2 plus 5 plus 2 times -1. Sorry, I ran over a little bit there. Does it equal -18? So I could say 7 times negative 3 plus 5 minus 2, does it equal negative 18? Negative 21 plus 5 minus 2, I'm still asking, does it equal negative 18? So then I've got negative 21 and negative 2 is negative 23, plus 5 is certainly negative 18. Guys, use your calculators, okay? By all means, use them to help you check, okay? Number 6. So I've got to distribute first. Now be real careful here. I'm distributing on negative 3. So 4x I don't do anything with yet, but when I distribute that negative 3, it's negative 3 times 2x, which is negative 6x. And negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. So I cleared my parentheses. Now I'm going to combine my like terms. Negative 2x minus 24 equals negative 12. Now I have my two-step equation. Add 24. Always have those calculators handy. I don't want any careless mistakes with calculation. Equals 12. We divide by negative 2, and we end up with x is equal to negative 6. Okay? And number 7, last one. Do I have any parentheses here? So I don't have any distributing to do. So I'm going to go right to my combining of like terms. And now this one's flipped around, but that's okay. Okay? 34 equals, at 9 plus 5 is 14 minus 2x. And now I can draw my line down. So how do I undo this 14? So it's a positive 14 right now. So I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides. So now what are we left with? On the right-hand side here, I'm left with a negative 2x equals, and then 34 minus 14 is 20. And this is multiplication, negative 2 times x. Do the opposite, okay, the inverse operation. So the inverse of multiplying is divide. So you have to divide by the number that's attached to the x. So you want to divide by negative 2. So we end up with x is equal to negative 10. Nice job. We're going to do lots of practice in class.